5 kids. This mic is a little low, but I'm just gonna, all right, you know what? I'm just gonna shout. I don't want kids, okay? I know that since I was 22, and I was like, ooh, not for me, okay? But people freak out when I say this. They're like, no, no, no. You say that now, but in a few years, you're gonna change your mind. And I'm like, how'd you get in my house? Why do people just tell you, they just have to put their opinions on you, you know? But I was telling this one time, as a teenager, I was like, cool, good for you. I do not want kids. And she said, no, you gotta try it. And I was like, y'all heard that, right? Try to have kids. I was like, ma'am, kids are not cocaine, all right? Let's say I try having kids, okay? But a couple years, I'm like, this lifestyle isn't for me anymore. I can't just go to a party and pass around my kid to all my friends. That's not how that works. Anyways, I want to get my tubes tied, so I was just shouting, but that's, I'm into that. And watch the flowers. Yeah. All right, guys, I'm not having kids from you guys 5. That's crazy. All right, your next comedian, super funny. I have to share. She's a veteran, a writer, a pastor, been doing comedy 5 years. And the craziest thing is, she's like, I don't know why I'm still an O's fan. So, guys, maybe she'll tell you about it. Give it up for Wendy.
Pull it down.
All right, cool. Pull this down. I'm probably the shortest person you'll see tonight. That's fine. I've made my peace with that. When I was in the Navy, I was on a type of ship called a supply ship. And we carried everything, bombs, Band-Aids, beer. It was really cool. And I had this petty officer who thought that it was really funny to take the telephone handset and put it in a place where I just literally out of reach. But he doesn't know, but short people do. See, short people, we're pretty scrappy, right? So I, no kidding, legit, climbed up on the table and was like, I'm gonna get this thing. I'm really gonna get it. I'm really gonna get it. That's right. The officer wins again. Yes. Short people can't be stopped.
Yeah.
I never tell people that story because it's so weird. They're like, why didn't you just ask someone to get it down for you? That's not the point. When you're short, you have to do for yourself. And sometimes, every once in a while, you have to say to your husband, put this where I cannot reach it. I did that last week. I'm so proud of myself. You see, I hired a health coach, right? A plant-based diet health coach. I know, fancy, super fancy. And I hired her to give me some accountability so that I could get my type 2 diabetes under control. And I said, well, I failed going vegan in the past 2-3 times, but by golly, with the help of a health coach, I think we're gonna get this done. And we did for a month. And then I said, you know what? I want chocolate. Lots and lots of chocolate. Sweetie, go to CVS and get me Swiss cake rolls now. With the fervor of a pregnant woman, and I am not pregnant. Okay? And best believe, he went and got those Swiss cake rolls. And I said, okay, thank you so much, sweetie. I'm only gonna eat one, put the rest where I can't reach them. How long do you think that lasted? Have you ever watched My 600-Pound Life? Yeah. Okay, so we know that there's a thing called an enabler, where the spouse or the partner doesn't really say no to the person with the food addiction. I'm not claiming to have a food addiction. All I'm saying is I really like Swiss cake rolls. So 2-3 times a day, you may hear me say, sweetie, I want some chocolate. And he's like, that's fake news. No, my taste bud said otherwise. Okay. So he goes and he reaches to get the Swiss cake rolls. He gives me one, and he kind of gives me this disapproving look, and I'm like, this is marriage. Okay. So one day he was asleep, and I said, I really want some chocolate, but Where's that stool? Yes, I have a stool. It's in the closet. And wouldn't you know that stool is about like 2 inches too short? But I reached. And I reached just like that day on the ship in Pi Kali. I got those Swiss cake rolls. And when he woke up, the box was empty. This is the first time I've admitted to that. So this is going to be a very awkward ride home. About 45 minutes of awkwardness. But being married is fun, more fun than I had anticipated, because I thought that I was never going to get married, and apparently so did my mother. You know, everyone, it seems like normal people have those relatives who's like, when are you going to get married? When are you going to get married? I was approaching 40 and no one ever asked. Okay? No one. They didn't ask when you were going to have kids. They didn't say, why aren't you dating someone? They didn't even offer to set me up on dates. I was like, this is really sad. So it wasn't more like, yay, you're getting married. It's like, you're getting married? You do that? No, rewind. Did you say married? Yeah. I didn't have to do a dating app or anything, guys. It was so cool. All I had to do was reach back to a friendship from college. That's what you gotta do. You gotta go with somebody you already know, that you've been friends with for a while, who, you know, you can fart in front of, and it's okay. And if you need to scratch your butt, you know, you just laugh about it. Like, yeah, exactly. Married people, you know what I'm talking about. You know, I don't know when the last time was that I was in our apartment and I actually closed the bathroom door. Right? Like, I didn't know that was a thing that married people did. But see, he'd been married before, so he kind of clued me into everything. Right? So I work at home. That's a fancy way of saying I'm an entrepreneur who works when she feels like it. And I'm living Hetty's life by having my husband pay for everything. Yeah, mostly. But sometimes I feel bad about spending certain amounts of money. So if you like my sweater, like, I'm gonna tell you, this sweater came from Ann Taylor and it was on sale. Thank you. That's how I shop the sales. Well, there was this really good sale going on at Ann Taylor this particular day. The more you bought, the more you saved. And I said, well, it's Ann Taylor. I should look semi-professional when I get on Zoom, right? Because I was doing Zoom long before most of you, and had a pro account and everything. Like, it was really cool. So, and I've got a softbox light, I've got a ring light, I've got a professional camera, I've got a whole setup. So I wanted these clothes that were going to cost maybe $250. For some people, that's not really a large amount of money, because I was going to have like 4 items, and it was Ann Taylor. And I thought, you know, my husband's really analytical. How am I going to present this in a way that's going to make sense to him, and he's going to say, go ahead, sweetie, use the credit card, buy your clothes. So here's what I did. He was still at work, came home, and I opened up Canva. If you don't know what Canva is, it is a graphic design web-based software. Okay, you can make presentations, you can make social media graphics, you can make all the things. So I chose to make a presentation in a mobile responsive format so that he could look at it on his phone. It was a whole presentation about why this would be good for my brand, why I chose these colors. Here's the regular price, here's the sale price, and here's the grand total of it all. And of course, I had to have a call to action at the end of my presentation, and I said, what do you think, what is your next move? And he said, honey, that is a great presentation. Who's it for? It was for you. I wanted some clothes. Oh, okay, just go buy the clothes. What? 15 minutes of work on this presentation and I could have just bought the clothes? Fine. I will remember that for the next time I want to go to a clothes shopping sale. Thank you. All right, thank you everyone. You've been so wonderful and